Hello, let's do it. Module number 5, the home stretch. Nice work, you made it this far. We are tying all the pieces of the LinkedIn puzzle together here and wrapping up with the opportunity to pay to play. It's not all bad by any means. It is actually an incredible way to get your content seen if you are not experiencing the best engagement or reach, or you want to reach new audiences. This is how we find our non-fans and non-followers, and they go, "Oh, I didn't know you existed. I'm so glad you served me up that promoted content." That didn't feel like an ad. So there's a couple ways we can do this. And it can be in either the form of a robust ad campaign with lots of placement opportunities and objectives and bidding styles, or a simple sponsored post or boosted post, as we call it on Facebook, Instagram. That's slang, though. They have a word for it too, sponsored post. So, sponsored content on LinkedIn is pulled from your inventory of existing posts, or you can create it right there on the spot, but it's a simpler way to go, and it's a really nice starting point. You've still got tons of parameters that you can choose from start dates and budgets and audiences and everything else, but less, like I said, placements and ad types. So let's look at what sponsored content can do for us. Yes, it's an easy way to increase our reach, especially as we're just getting going and we don't have this groundswell of followers yet. And we can really tailor and target specific posts to specific people. That's that drip, right? Drip it right into the news feed or the inbox of the person that you want to see it, versus spray and pray across the land like the old sprinkler on the orchard that wastes all the water. Instead, we can drip it right into the root of the apple tree, or at least the ones we want to thrive, and we're no longer wasting our money. Yes, we can reach non-followers. We have a generous display size. It shows up along with the rest of the party. It'd be like having a cocktail party with all this beautiful organic content, and you've got all these planted salespeople that fit right in really, really well. I've never used that analogy before, but well, there it is. So it looks really good. We do this through Campaign Manager, and I'm going to go there in a minute and show you what that looks like. It's dead easy to use, especially if you're familiar with Facebook Business Suite. Once you know any of these platforms, advertising dashboards and audience building dashboards, you can figure the rest out, and it just takes familiarization. It walks you step by step and bumps you to the next level, and before you know it, you're pushing publish and you're laying your trick money down. So it's not difficult. You just have to know how to get there and what you want to achieve in advance. One of the things that can be frustrating, of course, about our organic content is that it just simply, like we said, doesn't get seen because the algorithm filters it. If you look at Entrepreneur Media there, a post that, sure, it was only 46 minutes old, but they had at the time 1.7 million followers to their page. I love this magazine. They have great articles. It's not, we're not talking about a consumer goods brand here. We're talking about a media company that traditionally gets great reach. And still, they're only seeing 9 likes. Whereas when we see a bit of promotion behind it, a bit of a boost, even something that's, a business message that is more of something that would take a bit to be engaged with. It's not a contest, or it's not some kind of, cat in a pool video. It does get a great results when we see a bit of money behind it, and it can be really affordable if done well. So ad campaigns. These look more commercial. They're presented as an ad as opposed to an in-feed post, but we'll see how you go through the same process in Campaign Manager, but then you get diverted based on which type of ad you choose. And there's other placement opportunities that we'll look at. Smaller images most of the time, and copy can be limited. These can also be expensive. So you've got to kind of know what you're getting yourself into. And absolutely A/B test an Instagram ad campaign versus a LinkedIn ad campaign. And you've got to give it enough time and budget to see what happens. But in my experience, LinkedIn advertising is a little bit more expensive. And that's why we want to try and get the organic reach to happen before we resort to ads if we can. However, a bit of boosted content can go a long, long way. So we're going to see text ads, message ads, dynamic ads, and job ads. And a note about dynamic ads here, those are the ones that are pulling the target recipient of your ads name and sometimes profile photo, which can be super creepy. But if you think about the ad, in fact, let me show you this guy right here. Here's a few examples of some ad types. On the very left there, that Raphael sending me a message in my inbox, my LinkedIn inbox of messages. It's a piece of sponsored content and he's using my name. Did he craft that himself? Well, no, because you can't just create a message for someone and use their name and then add all those cool buttons and have it say sponsored. He did that in Campaign Manager with a dynamic ad type that is pulling in my personal information. I'm the only one who would see that. Everybody else, Mary would say Mary's name and Joe's would say Joe's name. But it is a way to personalize the ad that's quite powerful. We can't do that on other platforms like that. Email marketing, yes. Facebook, Instagram, no. So this is pretty exciting if you're an advertiser. We've got text-based ads like that one at the top. You can see it in real life in my feed there, that annoying banner ad that shows up right there. It's just a little bit of text, but LinkedIn's got to make their money. You know, a sidebar ad coming from LinkedIn Jobs who wants me to advertise. It's like using their own billboard. And then there's a dynamic ad at the bottom as well that is basically an image ad showing up in the inbox again or in the right sidebar. So it just depends on what you choose and what you want to do with your ads. But the sky is kind of the limit when it comes to new and ever growing LinkedIn advertising opportunities. Before we go and look at some examples, let's just dive in and see the actual platform. We've got an ad here. I left this one up because it's a really interesting one from Zendesk. I was on Zendesk yesterday. So it's not a tool I use and I visit often, but I can guarantee you they have a pixel tracker, a pixel from LinkedIn, which is new. They've just created a pixel that you can recently, that you can add to your website that is going to track the people visiting your site and what they do there and send that information back to LinkedIn and build you an audience that then you can retarget with ads or promoted content. And that's exactly what Zendesk has done, because it is no coincidence that this is showing up in my feed today. And the same thing happened with Nespresso this morning because I was ordering some new Nespresso pods. And sure enough, I was seeing some Nespresso ads. So let's look at that. I want to see something here. First of all, I'm going to go and I'm going to check out Nespresso. It was actually a really beautiful ad. So this is part of the reason I wanted to show it to you. And I thought I could scroll my feed all day long looking for that really neat carousel ad that they created. Or I can go to their page and in the spirit of transparency, which thanks to Zuckerberg and, well, US legislation demanding that we all have a better understanding of what we're being targeted, I can go into their page and I can actually see a whole lot of stuff here, but I'm going to be able to see, hang on a minute. Yeah, Nespresso. I should be able to see right away. There we are. Sorry, I scrolled past it. You're going to see this guy. And this is where I can click on the ads button and I can see all of the ads that they are running. And if nothing else, this is fun for research to see what your competitors, what your industry is running in terms of paid ads. And you don't get as much information on LinkedIn's ad transparency features as you do on Facebook. On Facebook, I can see what country it's running in and I can filter to my country, to Japan. I can see who they're targeting. I can see, you know, what's running in each demographic. It's really kind of neat. I love that, like looking at what Nike's doing in Korea versus what they're doing in the States. So anyway, I can scroll through this all day long, but the point is it's a beautiful kind of ad bank. And obviously they're doing really neat types of different video content in different markets. We can see that with language and subtitles. They're really leaning on this video ad here, but obviously it's for a reason. So where did I find that? Again, I just was on their LinkedIn page and I went to the ads section instead of going to their videos or their documents, images, etc. What about Unilever? Let's see what they're doing. See if they're going to disappoint me here in what I said earlier about how their ads actually feel a lot like their organic content. So we'll go check those out just for, you know, R&D, research and development, or rip off and duplicate. Inspiration, we like to call it. So sure enough, go Unilever. They're using very helpful, interesting pillar and category based content as their promoted content. You know, kind of beautiful stuff. It doesn't feel like an ad. So you're going to read this and it's going to be value adding or inspiring or, you know, something you want to talk about that they are using as their ad campaign, which is maybe happening a lot more on social than it would be on TV, perhaps, probably, you know. But this is just a neat example of a parent company, again, that's not afraid to show themselves and some emotionally based stuff on their advertising. All right, so where do we find this magical campaign manager if you're interested? We go back to that business.linkedin.com. We're not interested in selling or hiring. We're going to the market tools, the marketing solutions, as they call it. And if I head over to marketing solutions and sign in, it's basically just asking me to, well, go to my personal profile and sign in that way to LinkedIn or to Campaign Manager. So Campaign Manager, if you haven't set it up, it just takes a minute to basically activate it. And then in here, you're going to find your ad account and you'll easily be guided through within your settings, the billing, and you can add a credit card and etc. And then you can create your so-called campaign group. And from there, some audiences, which is kind of neat. So if I go in and I say, okay, I want to use this awareness 2021 ad group, just a way for me to group my campaigns together, I could start a new campaign, create campaign, and I can go in and part of this group, and it's going to guide me just like in Facebook Business Suite down the line and through the hierarchy of ad creation. So in this case, perhaps I want to create one called, well, actually, yeah, I'm going to do one similar to this test one I set up. So I'm going to call it awareness. That's my objective. This is how I like to build ads. Campaign objective first, then audience. I'm going to say female marketing audience, but that could be smokers. It could be travelers. It could be whatever, something very broad or something very specific. But mine's usually a marketing audience. I'm going to go with female in this case. Oh, and I'm going to say Canada only. Then it's also going to be Q1 2021. And I think I've kind of covered the bases, but if I want, I could come back and make reference to what kind of ad it was. Was it video? Was it, you know, promoted post or whatever? Great. I'm going to decide that my objective is going to be engagement. And I love these three breakdown topics here. This is exactly how we build our audiences in other platforms as well. And it's the basis of our audience mapping courses. Awareness, cold, top of funnel, never heard of you before. We all need awareness campaigns going in some way or another, and they don't have to be paid, but some kind of awareness posts for those strangers. Hey, you know, nice to meet you. Did you know about us, etc. Consideration. Well, these are warm, middle of funnel. We've heard of you. I think I bought from you once, or yeah, I like your page, but I've never engaged, etc. So this is where we're trying to move them through. You can say sales funnel. I go like this with funnel, but if we turn the funnel on its side, it's the customer journey, which we have a course for to go really deep into this fun stuff. And then conversions, bottom of funnel, hot, convert them, get them there, take action. What do we do there? And in this case, LinkedIn is considering that lead generation, website conversions, job applicants. Whatever your conversion is depends on your business model and your goals. But in this case, I'm going to run straight up engagement type of ad. So now I'm being bumped along here, and I'm going to just speed through this quickly. But if I had a pixel running on my site, then I would be able to say retargeting, and it's going to say company page or from website. But in this case, I haven't created that website audience, and the pixel's not firing and populating that ever growing, ever changing audience in LinkedIn that then I can say, serve this ad up to people that were on my website in the last 30 days or a year ago and didn't buy or whatever it is. So pretty cool. Or I can upload a list. Pretty amazing, right? If I have properly procured a list of subscribers to my e-newsletter or customers, if they've given me their permission to also be marketed to. And if you're getting weirded out about this, think of this. Nobody needs your permission to serve you up an ad in the news feed or a billboard on the side of the road. And you've given them your email address to subscribe to their e-newsletter, which is promoted content. It's a form of advertising or marketing. And in a lot of ways, we'd be crazy not to also use that on another platform, just like Netflix is going to advertise to you on TV, on radio, on billboard, and in newsprint. So that's my way of saying that this is a tool that is legal. And if you've legally procured those email addresses, it's a very, very powerful audience type to upload to also target them on LinkedIn. You can do the same on Facebook and Instagram. So those are pretty powerful, what we call them custom audiences in Facebook, but also, pretty great that LinkedIn now has this too. But let's just say we want to start with attributes straight up. I'm going to go in and I'm going to say, yep, I want to create interest-based, and it's going to be marketing and advertising. Oh, they're giving me everything. And right away, I can see the size of my target audience. And that may be huge. So I may want to narrow that further with, again, audience attributes or interests, as we call them in Facebook. And I'm going to say it's going to be maybe demographics, and I'm going to choose, yes, I'm not going to discriminate, and I want them to be female. Great. And now I have 3.3 million people because I'm talking to all of Canada right now. So I can totally narrow that down further if I want to, but let's keep moving along. And I could choose any country, of course. So I can save that audience, which would be smart if I was really crafting powerful audiences here. In Facebook Business Suite, we have the ability to create all of our audiences in advance, which is amazing and so important. And then we can pull them into the right campaign or the right promoted post. Here, we build them here, but we save them accordingly, and they're still, powerful and at our fingertips. So now I've been bumped down to placement, and I'm choosing my ad format I'm in ad format and placement, and this is where we see those different ad types. And of course, the single image ad is a promoted piece of content. And if I did that, it would then have me choose create new content or choose from your inventory of previously created posts, inventory content. Ditto for video ad. But if I want to create a conversation ad, then I've got that inbox ad that we've seen that has the dynamic name attached to it if I want to, or a follower ad, personalized using profile data. What? So, up to you, but can be pretty cool. If we're advertising in third-party sites, if we had chosen that, then that would be where we would have placements on the audience network. And then I choose my budget, and I'm going to say, I'd already created a campaign group total budget of 600, so it's never going to exceed that for this group. That's sort of my max. But in this case, I'm going to actually say I just want my daily budget to be $10, and it's going to run, I called it Q1. So let's say it's going to start January 1. If I can get there. Why can't I get there? I'm not sure. That's weird. It usually allows, so I'm not sure what's happening there. But let's just bump that out first. Then I'll go over here and be so smart. January 1st. There we go. So I've got a little 3-month campaign running, $10 a day. It's going to go, that's going to be 900, but it'll stop at 600, and maybe it won't use my whole budget every day. It can vary. And now I'm going to decide how I want to bid and whether I want that to be, in this case, my placement is a 15 cents per times this is served up in the message. So is that worth it to you? If I chose a different type of ad, like a single image ad, well, now I can choose my bidding strategy, target cost or maximum delivery. And it's going to be, again, according to my daily budget. What if I was to do a follower ad? Once again, it changes a little bit to optimize for engagement, or engagement clicks. So that would be an action. Likewise, if at the beginning I had said that I was building a website or website traffic based campaign, then I would have a cost per click option, and those can be quite expensive. So you kind of got to be careful. Anyways, I'll bump this along. I'll say yes, confirm, save, and move me forward. Did I give it everything it wanted? Here we are. And now I have the ability to create that new ad. And it's going to let me preview it, and I'm going to have, here we are. There's our dynamic merge tags, as we call them in email, where it's going to pull in that information. This is a really ugly ad. I'm not a fan of that placement. That's that follower view one, but we can of course go back and play with it however we want to and create some really cool stuff. So I would encourage you to, think about some of this if it makes sense and it's a place where you really know that your organic reach isn't happening and that LinkedIn advertising is a good option for you. Or if nothing else, just run some experiments. In our paid social course in the 360 series, we run a test where we spend $10 on a boosted post across Facebook, LinkedIn, and Instagram for 7 days. And the results were remarkable. And I'm actually not even going to spoil it for you because I've talked enough. But either way, running those types of tests can be incredibly powerful. And you're going to see different metrics perform well on each platform. Spoiler alert. So it depends on what you're after. It depends on your budget. And again, how, excited you feel about the premise of spending money on some of these platforms. But I will say, first things first, what we need to work on, of course, is our organic content and making it really worth people clicking on before we spend a dime on paid advertising, of course. Lastly, let's go back to that post I was being served up. If I can find it again. Oh, I think I've lost it. Sorry. We'll find another one. Oh, there it is again. Oh, it's just still sitting there for me. So Zendesk is serving me up a promoted piece of content based on an audience that was website traffic driven, I'm assuming, because it just is far too coincidental and I'm no dummy. And I'm going to be able to go in here and I'm going to actually be able to see a little bit about this ad. So beyond just seeing what ads a company's running, which most of us don't really care to peruse, I can go in and I can see this. And this is just interesting to know and something that you may also want to kind of dive into a little bit. So I'm seeing this ad because of XYZ. I have interests that like those. They're serving. Company size. There's a number of things here that I'm also not seeing because they're not telling me that I was on their website yesterday, but then they've narrowed it down into like maybe female, Canada, drinks wine, or who knows, needs help with software or customer service. Likewise, I can go into the preferences here. Why am I seeing this ad? I need to find a fresh one actually, because I've already done it for this. So let's just go see another promoted post and ask why I'm being shown that. Here we are, Dropbox. Why am I seeing this ad? And then I can manage my preferences. That is the very same screen. What is happening? I'm not going into the right spot here. That's not it. I'm really failing here. Maybe it's because I'm signed out. No, that's not it either. Either way, I do want to show you where I'm going to be so mad if I miss this right now. Why am I seeing this ad? Manage my preferences. Maybe it's here. There we are. Thank you. LinkedIn ad settings. Might have to Google that because I just really failed. Using my ad settings, I can actually see kind of all of this. So if I go in and I manage, what I'm actually seeing, then yeah, I'm going to have my mind blown. Here we go. Check this. So if I go in and I see profile data for ad personalization, it's defaulted to yes. You may want to change that. Can LinkedIn use your profile photo and information like name and company to personalize the content? Sure, go for it, because I like to run ad courses and show people what happens. But your interest categories, all of these kind of things that we're all allowing LinkedIn to see. As I said before, because I am paranoid about other things in life, but not my ads that are served up to me, I'd rather be shown ads that are relevant than not at all because I know I'm going to see them anyway. And that's how essentially we are able to run really targeted ads. But it's also important as a user that you're aware of these things, your account preferences, your advertising data that's collected, and you can absolutely decide to remove it all, or leave the platform entirely. But you're here for a reason, so we're not going to do that. We're just going to be empowered with knowledge. I hope that's not the note I'm leaving you on. Finally, we've got a few exercises here to further generate some post ideas, and that's what we're going back to. We understand the features and opportunities, but again, if it's not good, it's not going to be worth sharing or get shared and clicked on, engaged with, and acted on. So further questions about the relevant pages and the reasons you follow them. I'm really hitting this home because if it's relevant to you and you are your potential customer, what is it that you like to be served up as promoted content or that you engage with? It's why the first question that I asked you today was, what do you most remember seeing the last time you were on LinkedIn, and what did you click on and why? What are your own inspirations here? Next up, you've got another opportunity here to create some specific post ideas of what your clients and prospects would engage with on your business page in terms of like company news, maybe any kind of partnerships or benefits that they could offer from. Serve them something that is helpful to them, that they're excited about. It could be a contest, a promotion, a giveaway, an event, a live stream, whatever. Maybe there's employment or contracting opportunities if you're hiring, or if you're, again, posting jobs, and then facts, stats, info that can serve them in one way or another. Further to that, can you challenge yourself with some articles, some long form content in the form of articles? If you are a writer, you can even dictate it into your phone, into a million apps, and translate that into 4 paragraphs. It doesn't have to be, again, a novel. So a few leading questions here that I love that might get you thinking about this. What 3 questions are you asked about the most often as it relates to your work? What could you talk about for days without getting bored? Are there any maybe myths or misconceptions about your work or your industry or your company that you'd love to clear up? Mythbusters or total truths. When people work with you, they're most delighted to discover what, or to find out what. What is it that you do that's like above and beyond, or your ninja skill, or something that people just are delighted by? What little known facts about you or your company? What are you absolutely the best at in your field? You're not going to go in with that as your leading sentence, but you're going to find a way to kind of carve it into something clever, and it could be done in a really neat content category. Next, group ideas and opportunities here. If this is a place for you to play, i.e. the LinkedIn group, how can you use it to more deeply connect with people who are seeking what? Serve it up or create that group. Provide a forum for like-minded people to find each other because they need X, Y, Z. What is that? What kind of highlights could you contribute, or could you expand upon from people that are maybe out there in your fold or in your industry that you can host or encourage to be a part of your group? So you get the idea. There's lots here that you can hopefully create, and some of it will be really relevant to your audience and some maybe not. But either way, you should start to see a bit of a priority list of what you can start to work on to really up-level your content, and maybe even get into some of that type of video content or long form articles. Some final reminders to end this lab with. Experiment with those new features and post types. You'll be rewarded for it both with curiosity and delight from your followers and non-followers, but also from the algorithm that's saying, hey, we've got another live stream here. Let's serve this up to more people. Refrain from the old post and ghost. Aim for higher engagement. Don't just schedule your posts in a third-party tool. We can't schedule our posts in LinkedIn, remember, on LinkedIn business pages yet. So if you're using Hootsuite or HubSpot or Buffer or Edgar, know when they're going out and get in there once a day and engage. You don't have to show up right away, but you're going to be rewarded if you do. We know that across social platforms, that if you post and then people engage and you engage with them again, you've got lots of comments and replies, and like that boosts that post up and leaves it at top of feed for longer. Get more human. No robo speak, no robo posts. Pull back the curtains, let us in, let us get to know you and your people. Create a strategy for leveraging your employees, that enterprise mentality where everybody can have a stake in it. And you've got that feature where I forgot to show you, when you push post on your publish on your post, you can also say alert employees. It's amazing. You can do it later on because that feature always sits there on your page. Or you can do it right away, and then they find out if someone is listed as an employee in your organization on your business page, they will get a notification that Social School has just posted a photo and they can share it. Why is that so important? You know why. We talked about the organic reach of a personal profile. And then finally, have fun. Take this platform and run with it in whatever way you think you can. But again, make it sustainable. Start small, pick a few features, pick a strategy and a frequency calendar that you're going to commit to posting and showing up to engage, and then grow from there. And I promise you, you will see returns. This platform has been known to change businesses and absolutely to drive revenue. And you can track it. You can specifically say this post drove that traffic and that amount of website conversions and thus that amount of sales. And holy, aren't I valuable? Sales and marketing, welcome to my world. Okay, I have had so much fun with you. Thank you for being here and making it till the end. Good luck with your LinkedIn. I hope to see you on there, and I also really hope to see you again soon. Thank you so, so much.